everybody, I'm Keith at 2-Bit Woodworks, and today I'm going to be upgrading my joiner from straight knives to a helical cutter head. Let's get to it. So I have a Grizzly 6-inch joiner, and it's had straight knives since the day I got it. But I think it's about time that I up my game and switch to a helical cutter head. I'm going to be upgrading to a Lux Cut 3 head from mywoodcutters.com, and I'll put a link to their website in the description below. Now, the Lux Cut 3 head is very similar to the popular Helical model, except the manufacturers claim they use a more precise method of machining and they add a superior rust-resistant finish. You do not want this upgrade to rust out on you. You're going to get a ton of benefits by upgrading to a helical cutter head. Right off the bat, you're going to have an improved quality cut. Your dust collection performance is going to be better. And if you're like me in an attached one-car garage, a reduction in operating noise. And all the inserts on this cutter head come pre-indexed, so there's no lengthy setup process or maintenance process. Before we tear apart this joiner, I'm going to use an app on my phone that'll give us a baseline noise level that we can use to compare to after we install the helical head. Let's go.
After getting a baseline noise level with the straight knives, I remove the cutter head from the shipping container and then wipe down the cutter head with an old rag to remove any oil that may be still on the cutter head. Then I'll take some blue painter's tape and wrap it around the cutter head so I don't tear my hands up during the install. Now I'll move on to disassembling the joiner. I start by removing the belt guard. Then I remove the set screw for the blade guard. And then remove the guard itself. There's only one bolt holding on the fence assembly. Once it's removed, you could take the whole fence assembly and put it to the side. The back panel will need to come off in order to gain access to the lower pulley for the belt. Then I slowly pull the belt to one side until it pops off the upper pulley. There are two bolts that hold the cutter head assembly onto the joiner, one in the front and one in the back. I'll loosen the two set screws on the upper pulley so that it can be removed from the cutter head assembly. A few quick taps from the mallet will do the trick. Make sure you remove the key and hold on to that because you will need it during reassembly. Now I lower down the outfeed wing so that I can remove the cutter head assembly from the joiner. I remove the threaded rods and put them aside because I'll need them again. I use a small gear puller to slowly remove the caps that cover the bearings. The Lux Cut head came with new bearings, so there is no need to remove them from the old cutter head. Once everything gets wiped down, it's time to reassemble everything. I start by putting the caps back on the new bearings. And then I'll screw in the threaded rods. Insert the threaded rods into the joiner housing. And then place the upper pulley over the key and tighten down the set screws. Tighten down the bolts on the front and rear threaded rods that hold the cutter head into place. Loop the belt over the lower pulley and then slowly nudge the belt in place while turning the upper pulley until it engages. Now make sure you don't pinch your fingers on this one. Reinstall the fence assembly and tighten down the adjustment bolt. Attach the back panel. And then install the blade guard and set screw. The final step is to reattach the belt guard. Pull off the blue tape and then bring the outfeed wing up until a straight edge barely moves when resting on top of the cutter head. Once everything is dialed in, I'll plug in the joiner and run another noise level test.
Now that's how you up your game. If you like this video, please click the like button below. If you're new here and not yet subscribed, please click that subscribe button, hit the bell, that way you get notified when I put out a new video. If you want to follow along with everything going on between projects, head on over to Instagram and follow me at 2-Bit Woodworks or my website, 2bitwoodworks.com. As always, thanks for stopping by, come back soon, and take care.